SAG-AFTRA filed charges on the AI Darth Vader, despite James Earl Jones releasing his likeness. So I'm gonna go, Pete. Do you have any issues with AI continuing to use his legacy?
I did not. I know he gave permission to Lucasfilm. I just didn't love it in Kenobi. It felt like I could almost pick it out, the way they were using the process to do it. And frankly, I think SAG-AFTRA has made some really great strides toward, and John probably knows a lot more about this than I do, but some great strides in defending themselves from AI. The video game industry, we have friends like many of our friends who are in the video game voiceover world. It is so easy to AI them out. It's scary. And so I really hope that the Fortnite lawsuit goes against Fortnite, because I don't want to see AI going in and replacing real people in acting or any sort of creative whatsoever.
Fair enough. What do you think, Chris?
If the Jones estate gave Lucasfilm permission to use his voice likeness, cool. Anyone else? No. So if Fortnite did something like that, like I don't know, that part I didn't even know about. But if that happened, yeah, sue them. No, that they shouldn't be doing that.
Okay, Nick.
That's all I got.
So
short and
this
sweet.
is one of those. This is one of those situations where, yes, the Jones estate gave permission to continue to use this voice because it's such an integral part of this character. That's something that he wanted before he died. The problem is there's an active strike going on in the video game industry, specifically targeted towards Epic Games. And I love Fortnite. I play Fortnite all the time. It's the way I mindlessly relax at the end of the day when my kids go to bed and run around. It's a fun game. It's something that you can just check out and do. But they're doing this in the face of a strike, in the face of things that are actively going on. And the issue is, SAG-AFTRA themselves said, we fully respect the rights of actors and families and estates to be able to bequeath, likenesses and images. But their call and mission as a union is to protect replacing actors who are working doing those other things. You've had other voice actors who have done Darth Vader in Rebels and in animation and in these other places. And so that strikes against taking work away from other people, especially in the form of AI, which just came through a whole big thing in the last strike. So I hate that it has to happen this way because it makes it a really murky gray area. But at the end of the day, it should have been handled differently. And I think Epic should have handled it in a different way.
John, you have any thoughts?
Yeah, I think this is a very interesting question, but these are the questions that need to happen so that we can figure out what the guardrails are, right? And I think look, it's very clear that the estate said, yes, you can do this, but how much does the estate know about what's going on with AI and with actors and how it's impacting the industry? We don't know. That stuff is left out, right? We're just left with something in a vacuum. Well, they approved it. They should be allowed to blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it's fine, but the world doesn't exist in a vacuum. There are things that need to happen as a result of this. There are precautions that need to be taken. And if companies are going to abuse these precautions, and look what happened with, what was it recently, where Meta was accused of using features that hook children to its platform. These companies are not about doing things ethically and by the book and being really nice and holding your hand. No, they're about trying to make as much money as possible by hooking you into their stuff. James Earl Jones is the entry point for some people because they love Star Wars so much. But then if you start to use that and then start to play with the rules and make them fuzzier and fuzzier, then it becomes a situation where a lot of actors could get their rights violated. So although I respect the estate of James Earl Jones for coming forward and saying, we want this, we've signed this over, their cooler heads need to prevail because he's not in a vacuum. It affects all these other actors. And yeah, as you said, Pete, earlier, like Yuri Lowenthal is one of my favorite people on the planet. We co-hosted a show for a year talking to voiceover actors, and we were aware of how important it is and how abused sometimes they can be by these companies who come in and want to use them and use their voices and use their work and pay them as little as possible. So this just would open the door even more. So I'm glad there's a fight over this so we can figure out what the guardrails are going forward.